What's up, everybody? Welcome to the YouNeek Show. My name is Roye Okupe. I am the founder and CEO of YouNeek Studios, a company that produces fantasy stories inspired by African history, culture, and mythology for a global audience. But I know most of you know me from my hit show, Iyanu, which premiered on Cartoon Network. And all episodes of season one are now streaming on HBO Max in the US, ITVX in the UK, Showmax in Africa, and ABCiview in Australia. But today I'm here to talk to you about one of my favorite scenes. I think I always say that everything is my favorite scene, but I'm here to talk to you about the fight scene that I directed in one of the episodes in season one, Kanfo versus Jaja. I know you guys have seen this on Instagram, on YouTube. But I wanted to really break down because a lot of people had a lot of different comments. But I'm here today to break down my writing and directing process behind the fight sequence. So without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome to the YouNeek Show, where we talk about all things YouNeek Studios, African geekdom, and the business of creators. Okay, I'm just going to go right into it, right? I'm going to play it. Actually, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to show you a storyboard comparison between the storyboard animatic and the actual video from the episode. So you can see from conception to final just how, we, how everything was put together. And then I'll go into the why behind it and sort of my process. So let's take a look.
Kanfo, you owe me blood. What breed of monster has Nuru turned you into? He didn't turn me into a monster. He just empowered the one within.
Okay, so one of the things I wanted to jump into real quick was talk about the writer's perspective and the director's perspective. I'll start with the writer's perspective as this very cool video loops. So for me, this scene when I was writing was all about contrast. Like it's not just about throwing, Kanfo and Jaja into a fight, even though that it looks really cool. Every moment has meaning. Every strike says something about who they are. And if you haven't seen my episode on Capoeira and why these characters fight with different fighting styles of Capoeira, make sure you check that out. Jaja, a quick download on the fighting styles. Jaja uses the way of the fire ant, which is essentially an aggressive form of capoeira, while Kanfo uses the way of the tortoise, which is a more defensive style of capoeira. From the get go, I everything in season one was leading up to this fight. Again, if you've checked it out, you understand what I'm trying to say. And if you've not seen Iyano, once again, I ask you why. Just why? Go check it out. But everything was leading up onto this point because again, I really wanted to. And this fight has three acts, right? You're just seeing one scene out of the three act structure that the fight takes place over. For me again as a writer, I wanted to put the contrasting fighting styles and really wanted to pit these two against each other where it becomes sort of like a chess match chess excuse me chess oh I can't pronounce it chess match. Thank you. Basically with Jaja, right, it's aggressive, it's non-stop, it's fight, aggressive. You can see launching attacks without even thinking. And Kanfo is more defensive, more patient, like more like, okay, where am I going with this? I need to probe for weaknesses. I need to be sturdy. I need to use my shield. Again, that's another thing, right? Kanfo is using a spear and a shield, which suggests he's being more defensive, while Jaja is just using a club, doesn't care about even defending himself. He's barely even wearing any armor. And again, visually, that already speaks to the contrasting style. So again, from a writing point of view, it was about contrast. Everything was about contrast and really making this fight interesting, not just visually, but again, the chess match. Thank God I said that right. The chess match between the two. Now, from a
Kanfo,
director perspective,
you.
let me mute this. I'm going to play just the storyboard so you can see that alone. From a directing from the perspective of a director, it was about storytelling through movement. Like, how do we make the audience, as you, by the way, how do we make the audience feel the characters? How do you make them feel who they are? Like without explaining too much and without being, too, what's the word? Dramatic in a way. Like, how do you immediately from the fight sequence and pairing these two, how do you really get who they are? Again, a lot of that goes into the fighting styles. But if you look at the action, right, Jaja immediately, Kanfo, you owe me blood, he immediately jumps into the fray. Without thinking, without even explaining anything or any monologue or whatever, Jaja launches himself into the fight. Again, impatient, aggressive, almost reckless. So think of Jaja. I don't know why I can't separate these two today. Think of Jaja like fire, right? And then think of obviously Kanfo, who is more patient, who is more grounded. He's like the immovable object, right? He's absorbing the attacks. His defensive is grounded. He's the rock, right? So if you spray fire at a rock, right? Like what happens? I don't know. I don't even know why I brought that comparison, but that was sort of like the thinking about that is to really pit these two together from a directorial point of view, and really really create, again, building on what I said on with the writing, building on the contrast. But again, this is months of collaboration between not just myself, I'm talking like I did everything, storyboard team, and I believe this was storyboarded by Ife Sinachi, one of the most brilliant and talented storyboard artists. He's also a Nigerian, by the way. So this was a proud moment between him and I. And from the early, from the get go, when I spoke to Ife Sinachi and I gave him the breakdown of the different fight scenes, I just told him just go, like go with your feeling, go with your gut. Because for me, collaboration, I feel like there's more that comes from collaboration when you give people freedom to take your instructions and then bring their own life, into it. So yeah, it was fun working with him. And then when we got to the working with the animators, it was then another stage of like getting them, to bring themselves into it as well, right? Which is why you see from what Ifesinachi has done with the storyboards, go into the actual production, and this goes into not just even the animators, right? Sound design as well. When Jaja jumps and does this 360 spin, we go into like this matrix style slow mo sound design. Even the score as well, like the drums, doom 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 doom. All of these things, from a director's perspective, have to be put into consideration. Early on, and for me, I try to think of things as far back as the script writing process. So I already had a feel of how I wanted the music to be. I had a feel of how I wanted the sound design to be, how I wanted to balance those two things so they weren't competing with each other. And yeah, for me, that's just the way like I try to do my process. Like I try to think of as much as possible up front, and then leave enough room to be able to be flexible when other people come, into the fray as well. But that's it. If you enjoyed the breakdown, if you have any questions about capoeira in general, why we chose it, the fighting styles, this scene in particular, this episode that I directed, please put it in the comments. I'll be more than happy to reply, either in the comments or maybe I'll do another video responding to you. But until then, see you when I see you. Peace out.